Hi, how are you? Dr. Sunderam, and I'm going to take a small snapshot of book review of the book I recently completed. This book is called How the Mighty Fall and They Never Could Come Up, and there are also some have come up. How the Mighty Fall. This is, of course, Jim Collins, is my favorite author. I've read all his books. Good to Great, Great by Choice, Built to Last, how the companies have succeeded even among tough times. So, in this book, he talks about how some companies have failed because of various five factors. He calls it they have failed. And he took around 60 countries, around 30 corporations, and 30 industries, and finally filtered it to around some 12 companies. And one of the company which I knew is Bank of America and Hewlett Packard. These are two companies which I know about it, but other companies are mostly Zenith, so these are all American companies. But ultimately, here the principle is only can we learn from the mistakes of other companies. Okay. So when I was doing my MBA in marketing, I was very, very in love or fascinating with one concept that is called the product life concept. It's called the product life concept. Product life concept talks about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Product life concept talks about, you can also talk about human life concept. Human life concept is like a birth, then there is a growth, then a maturity, decline, and death. So, any product or any organization, they cannot go against the law of nature. They have to go through the cycles and ripples, ups and downs, or the cycles of nature. So no organization can escape, no individual can escape through this. So that is where this I could see a lot of parallel between what has happened. And let me tell you and explain that this is the birth of a concept. Let us like a model has come, a new mobile model has come, and it grows for some period, then it gets matured. Afterwards, everybody knows about it. Then there's the decline and death of the model, another model comes out. It can be applied when any way, similarly. So, if at the period of dying, if we can remodel it and reshape it and give life to it, you can have one more life cycle. So, this is what a natural progression curve of product life cycle. And this is what the lower one, if you see this as a reflection of the top one, this is a reflection of the top one. You can see that, yeah, you can see that. So this is, here there is a birth. I want you to see this is the growth map, this is the decline map. Okay, or the failure map. So I'm explaining how the mighty fall with this curve, how the mighty companies fall. So here you can see there is a birth of a new concept, okay, new model. But when there is a decline, what actually happens is a birth of a reverse concept. I would call this reverse concept is a hubris of success. We call it hubris of success. Hubris is a word which means I become so successful, I'm so much thoughts goes into my mind that I cannot ever do wrong. I can never do wrong. Even if I do wrong, it becomes a correct. That is the type of mindset which the company gets. This is called hubris of success. The first stage is when you feel that even if you don't do wrong, you're doing right. If the companies are feeling that even if you're doing wrong, it becomes right. Or in other words, I will never do a mistake. I cannot do a mistake. You can call it the ego, you can call it whatever you want. But if you have got that mindset, the company, once they get the number one mindset, for growth, what is required is birth. Birth is the first concept, first you can call the first stage. Whereas for the falling companies, okay, succeeding companies and falling. For falling companies, it is the hubris of success. Hubris is going and feeling that I cannot do wrong. I will not do wrong. I can never do wrong. That means. Second stage is the growth. If you go at the top map, if you look at the shadow map, how the mighty fall, that is, they also look for growth and they do massive investments in infrastructures, in taking loans and investing in different vendors, but they do not have a discipline of approach. That is, looking for growth without discipline. Okay. So suppose you want to make 10 industries. Nothing wrong in making one industry, but do you have that resource for making 10 industries? Or in fact, let us put 10 industries, then afterwards we'll see about the research. That is called undisciplined pursuit towards growth. That is the second step. Undisciplined pursuit to growth. That is the second step. Okay. And third one is but growth and maturity. Maturity is here where you are trying to stabilize the process. And the upper curve is the stabilizing the process. But where in the lower curve you deny certain dangers, you deny certain risk. Even though it is there, you assume it is not there. That is the peak point. You know everything at the same time you pretend you don't know anything. And the fourth stage is a decline stage and the upper curve, and so is you pray for God to save your company. Salvage. And there is a death in the upper curve. There you have to collect evidences. You will not collect, your press will collect evidences of catapulation of irrelevant information, irrelevant corpses of information. That is how the stages go through. And this, I liked it very much. And I correlate that once again. Product life cycle, when it is an upper growth, the birth, growth, maturity, decline, and death. A new model takes a birth, it grows, afterwards there is a stabilization of process, and there is a decline in the market. It is a signal that you are decaying, then you are dying. Similarly, you can also see here first stage is what you are feeling that hubris of success means I know and I will not do a mistake, and you start pursuing success without any discipline. You deny the risk and peril, you grasp for salvage, pray to God, then catapult irrelevance. It is similar to a boy who takes birth and he becomes a teenager, then he gets matured, then he becomes retired, then he plays a very low profile. This is the human life cycle. So I just want people, all entrepreneurs should go through this book, so that what actually happens is why I went through this, because I'm an entrepreneur and I see sometimes in the board meetings of my company, it gives me a warning signal whether I am moving towards that. It also gives me a sort of an alarm bell. It's also a reflection mirror for me. Sometimes, yes, I'm not going towards that. Or is it time for you that can I cut down the growth? Can I slow down the growth? Can I slow down the failure curve? So that suddenly something else is emerged. So I would request all of you to, particularly entrepreneurs and MBA students, should read it. Even though it's a classical book, it still applies even for all the .com companies. Not only for the brick and mortar companies, it also applies for the .com companies. Right? Thank you very much.